Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 2nd to the 8th of March 2020. There are a couple of aspects this week that will continue to help us take that journey back to find our true self and to realise our full potential. That's very much the theme from now until April, to let go of our idea of who we think we are and to allow enough space for us to connect with the bigger picture. So as we have the Sun in Pisces and the full moon coming up on the 9th in Virgo, Pisces is the big picture and Virgo is the detail and the work required to get to the harvest. So we're looking across that axis, we're able to see the big picture and we're also able to observe the detail, especially with Mercury retrograde. But we begin the week with Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn all working together. This will last for quite a while. This is very signature of spring 2020. Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn all in Capricorn. Capricorn is the gold within the mountain. It's where we have a strong structure, but within that treasure to be found. So these planets are acting like the three wise men, bestowing their gifts if we travel with them on this mission and give it the reverence it deserves. Because Capricorn likes to do things properly, slowly, to climb, to build from solid ground, to honour the work that takes, lovingly, over time, to create something of great worth. But this spring it's us that we're creating, getting back to that inner gold, building from the inside out. With these three planets working together, which is very rare, then we have the opportunity to go on that quest. By Tuesday we have Venus square Saturn, and a square aspect is often slightly difficult. It's a necessary challenge. So Venus is our self-worth and Saturn is our core strength. So if those are out of alignment, then we'll be shown that this week. But if we actively engage in the process of going in and finding our self-worth, then Saturn will be supportive in that. I hear many people talking about the need to feel grounded, but it's actually centred that would be a better perspective. To go into the heart, to dig deep, to find hidden treasure, to really reconnect with your value of yourself, stabilise from there, because Saturn's a bit like our backbone, and bring those two planets into alignment. But if you're being too hard on yourself, then Venus will want you to show yourself some self-love, some care. If you're being too easy on yourself or too emotionally conditioned, then Saturn will come along and help you learn how to be more self-sufficient, help to find that value and discipline. So a very useful aspect there on Tuesday, permeating the week as well. By Wednesday we have Mercury retrograding back into Aquarius. So we had Mercury turn retrograde in Pisces, which is part of this big picture, small picture, seeing things differently aspect. Now we're just tipping back into Aquarius. Doesn't go far into Aquarius, but just enough that we'll be able to stop and observe with fresh senses. The motto for Aquarius is I know. So the question here really would be, what do you know? Or do you really know? Because if we launch from a belief that isn't true, then that's a very unstable place to be. So to go and check what we really know and where we're coming from before we take action is going to be a massive help of this retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is a magical awakening process, not just a troublesome torment that we have to go through and wait until it's over. And this is really the difference. I don't read astrology very much at all myself. I read all around the subject and tune in more intuitively, but all I hear from other people when they talk about Mercury retrograde is, oh, I can't wait for it to be over. This is just external punishment for no reason. So let's actually use this Mercury retrograde to revise our view of Mercury retrograde, to stop and observe, to look with fresh senses, allow Saturn to stable and centre us up from a place of truth, make sure our fundamental beliefs are solid, we're not seeing things in an illusion, and that we reconnect to that worth and discipline. So these aspects are very much working together. By Thursday, Venus dances into Taurus, home ground here, combination is strongly soulful. And some speak about Taurus as just being stubborn or materialistic, but it's actually our experience on earth as a spiritual being, to stop and appreciate that. You came from the all, you came through into the body, and in many spiritual circles it's all about trying to get out of the body and speaking very dismissively about the physical senses and our experience through them. But this is what we chose. We chose to maintain our knowledge of our spiritual connection while being in a physical body on the earth. So Venus in Taurus really appreciates the five senses: nature, rhythm, love, presence and gratitude. So we can dive into that nourishing field on Thursday. By Friday the retrograde starts to ask its questions, and with Venus so prominent as well, where do you create from? Do you create from your mind, your heart or your soul? The modern world has everybody creating from the mind, having an idea, acting upon it. Then once we start to tune into the heart, we can have a feeling and act upon it. But if the mind and the heart are conditioned, then to really find that inner gold inside, what does your soul want to create? What do you really come here for? What's your contribution? The highest possible frequency. So all these aspects working together, it's a magnificent journey. Jupiter, Pluto and Saturn journey us into our own mountain to connect with our inner gold. Venus square Saturn firming us up so that we're loving and disciplined and strong and centred. Mercury retrograde back into Aquarius to make us challenge our fundamental beliefs, because only that way can we really know who we truly are. Venus moving into Taurus to help us stop and appreciate the now rather than living in the head and the past and the future. And then the questions starting to come in from that Mercury retrograde to make us realise where we've been coming from, who we really are, and to recenter in that sovereignty and independence. So plenty of aspects to work with. It could be quite a confusing week because everything's being challenged. We're looking at the bigger picture. We're redefining some of our base beliefs. We need the flexibility to swap between those two as we approach the full moon in Virgo. So have a look. Are you lost in a fog of confusion where you'd like to be able to control things but you can't? That's Pisces. Are you focused too much on a particular outcome? And that would be the control of Virgo. Have you got those hemispheres balanced? So to check our balance, to let our dreams be big, and to let events unfold with surrender and grace, but coming from the soul, the inspiration, the true self, and allowing that to be our guide is very much the flavour of this week. If you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one or online. I also have lessons if you'd like to learn different aspects of astrology or tarot or numerology, how to put those together, or working with the moon cycles. And those can be one-to-one or in groups. And I'm beginning to get my summer calendar together. So I'm hoping to offer a tree walk for the spring equinox, to go out and meet all the trees of the Ogham alphabet, the ancient Celtic alphabet, tree recognition, healing, myth, folklore and magic. So do let me know if you're interested in that. And then as we head into the summer, there will be a celebration at Avebury for the summer solstice and a gathering in Glastonbury in September. And I'm also eager to contribute to other events. So if you're creating something magical yourself and you'd like me to come along and contribute, there are many ways in which we can do this, from ritual, dance the zodiac, moon workshops, readings, talks. So please do contact me if you're running or planning any events yourself. So just putting the feelers out there to see who's interested in what, so please do let me know so that we can start to get some beautiful content together that's relevant and timely. Because I see many events and many rituals just happening on a convenient date for the sake of having a ritual. But when you tune into your own unique natural calendar and align with the solstices and the equinoxes, we can see what's actually valuable and needed at these times. These are phases, periods of initiation, chances to leave the past behind and raise your consciousness. So please keep an eye on my website for that, astrozo.com. This video is on YouTube, along with many others, Zoe Astro, and I post daily insights on Facebook at Astrozo and Instagram at ZoeHines7. My email is zoehines7@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, as we're all in this together, navigating our way through one of the most amazing times in human history. It's a real privilege to be here and an honour to be able to deliver and contribute in whichever way we can. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.